PrimeXPT is the most powerful trading platform offering immediate access to over 30 assets. Trade cryptocurrencies, forex, commodities, stock indices, and much more, all from a single Bitcoin-settled account. Visit the link below and start trading on PrimeXPT in minutes.
Globe is a crypto derivatives exchange offering up to 100 times leverage on crypto and DeFi perpetual contracts with Bitcoin collateral. Sign up today at thebirbnest.com/globe. YFDAI is democratizing finance by creating the most secure, transparent, and user-friendly ecosystem of DeFi products. To learn more, visit thebirbnest.com/YFDAI. Bistro is a decentralized peer-to-peer food marketplace that makes ordering food more convenient and rewarding for both providers and customers. Learn more at thebirbnest.com/bistro. Crypto Card bridges the gap between DeFi and e-commerce by allowing you to directly spend your crypto on countless real-world goods. Learn more at thebirbnest.com/cryptocard. Equinix is a NASDAQ-listed digital assets company offering crypto exchange, custody, asset management, borrowing and lending services, and more. Enhance your crypto wealth today at thebirbnest.com/Equinix.
So welcome everybody. I'm here as Crypto Birb, as Adrian. It's pretty hot in there in Poland today. So please bear with me. There's a lot of heat. Air conditioning is barely making it. It's actually funny, but I truly want to show off to you a couple of very important pieces of information. Okay. About something that I called the glitch in the matrix, or deja vu, if you will. Okay, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that and how you can get ready for this Bitcoin's deja vu, just in case it comes. Okay, nobody knows if it's really coming. Nobody knows the future. Nobody knows where Bitcoin is going to be trading at, in 5 minutes, next hour, tomorrow, or in a year. This is just guessing, right? And you can win the lottery once, but try winning the lottery twice in a row. Okay, it's rather impossible. So I'm going to bring you the low, medium, and long-term perspectives on what to expect from Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of patterns we can expect and what it has already shown in the past for Bitcoin's history, for 2013, okay, patterns, just like 2019 patterns. We're going to briefly touch the cyclicality, seasonality. Okay, I'm going to also briefly discuss other markets, because intermarket correlations are something that is definitely what impacts the price of Bitcoin, and not only. Okay, and then I'm going to bring a very special guest. For the later part of the show. Okay, Crypto Matrix is going to be my guest today, and we're going to briefly touch upon the overall standpoint for what the French community is about for crypto right now, what the main trading just altcoins are, perhaps. Okay, perhaps here and there I may try to just speak some French, because I used to learn French, but definitely not going to be as good in the French talk. That's out of for sure. But some couple of takeaways, okay, are going to be shared later as we go. So to start with, let's get and dive right into the very beginning of the details. Okay. Let's have a look with the screen sharing. There is a BTC chart. Which actually shows on the very local intraday time frame something that I called lows swept in the labeled that way, or intraday fakeout. Okay, it's an intraday fakeout mainly because the support got swept, it got flushed, it got broken, but then right after sweeping the low, okay, right after clearing the support, okay, you saw an immediate upside reaction. That is typical, swing failure. That is typical, reversal pattern for local timeframes. Okay, some fake out, bear trap, and so on and so forth. So specialist breakout. There are many synonyms, many ways you can call that. But most importantly, while before I bring back the chart, I want to let you know, guys, that anything that I share in here is not going to be, I should say, any technical analysis, any fundamental analysis, any intermarket analysis, any type of analysis is not going to give you at any time 100% certainty. It's impossible to know what the future holds, okay, as a matter of fact. So what we talk about and what we do discuss is the main probable solutions that you should be ready for, okay? So bringing back the charts, okay, local swept lows on the below 31.5. Okay, I keep repeating that for a couple of reasons, which I'm going to explain briefly in a moment. You know, $31,500 is one of the most important levels in the entire chart for the bulls. Okay, so it is kind of like, you know, just needed for bulls to hold and keep closing the days over 31.5. If that is not the case, if we lose on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame, 31.5, okay, it may lead to further dumping down to 29.5 and perhaps lower, but I'm going to give you the exact reasons why. Okay, so to start with, again, we can actually just clear, we can clear the, you know, the indicator section. Okay, here's the volatility, so it's not going to be too much of a use. But locally, again, we are in this downtrending part, okay, in the downtrending channel, if you will, okay, that is pretty much like this. Okay, it's of course could be better adjusted for the perfect pinpoints on the top and bottom for the swings, but I'm just showing you the qualitative kind of like approach, right? Doesn't matter too much. Don't worry about that. It is locally trending down, okay? But if you zoom out a tiny bit, then what you can tell, okay, is that this very local decline channel, okay, is part of bigger trading range, okay, on the medium time frame. And this same medium trading range, okay, has been lasting for the past 63 days. And the only time I can remember something like that, like Bitcoin seemingly being dead, you know, with the extreme fear sentiment lasting for so long, is actually the 2018 bottom of the market, bottom of the bear market. Okay, this is pretty insane, because not even of course the very rapid market crash, you know, for the COVID in 2020 got recovered very fast. We went in some sort of like a V-shaped recovery, okay? But this time we are taking quite a longer period of time to actually recover, okay? So it is indeed very, very painful, just like, you know, some people say. And it is painful mainly because it's stagnant, okay? The market presents nothing but stagnation, and this stagnation is actually what kills the vibe, what kills the overall belief, and makes people disbelieve this this sort of like a movement. Okay, so what I want you guys to note, okay, that knowing, you have to know first of all the scope. You have to know the market context. Locally, as I said, we swept the lows in here. Okay, local, which is usually bullish. If you sweep the lows, then it means you grab the liquidity beneath. Okay, you trap the bears. Locally, you trap late shorts, which people usually tend to short the supports and long the tops. Okay, that's what it usually happens, mainly because of our perception biases and psychological reasons, which behavioral finance actually explains very much. Okay, but knowing that this is the local context, being trapped inside a medium time frame bigger context, which has been lasting for the past 63 or 4 days, this puts it down in the category of a medium time frame corrective movement, okay, which even if you zoom out more, okay, is still quite quite comparable for the length with the prior sideways. Okay, so we had the situation ever since mid-February that you had some sideways going on, crash, and another sideways going on. Okay, typically, usually, it means continuation provided that it happens somewhere in between. Okay, if it happens for like at the 15% or 30% decline drawdown, this is usually leading to further downside continuation. But mainly because of the fact that we marked down abnormal downside volatility, which is very rarely met in the entire Bitcoin's history if you look in the charts. Okay, then this kind of like places you in a tiny bit different context, because that this move technically should have ended somewhere in here, should have ended somewhere at $43,000. Okay, that was the technical support, but instead we saw something that I called COVID crash to zero, of course, like the other days, of course. I called it this way again because it displays abnormal volatility to the downside. And abnormal, it means it's larger than usual. And if it's larger than usual, well, it came with, of course, the China ban, FOD, it came with the regulatory FOD, came with some loads of fear and actual liquidation hunts. Okay, so over leveraged longs got completely wiped out. The market cap literally got smashed and cut in halves. Okay, and this only happened before with the COVID crash, okay, where 50% of the market literally disappeared. So similar vibes came in this time. So knowing again that medium time frame is still the same range, the only sense of trading the range, actually, well, just like I gave a couple of times before, it only makes sense to trade the range for long in the range lows or shorting the range highs. That's how you can trade the range inside the range, or, which is safer, wait for an upside breakup and retest to further play longs. Okay, so here is where you should play longs, or wait for the downside breakdown retest, okay, and play shorts. With this difference that again, I would be very, very non-convinced to play shorts, because first of all, I still believe it's a bull market, mainly because of something that I called déjà vu. Okay, so déjà vu in French actually means I've already seen that. Okay, for those who are not familiar, and because déjà vu means already, I've already seen that. Kind of like bring me, it kind of like brings me this vibes of Matrix, which is one of the craziest movies I've watched. By the way, 4th movie is coming this year apparently, but if you look at a Bitcoin's history, we saw this type of movements before. Okay, so if you look at it in the history, this was 2018, let's say, bear market. You saw a clear support around $65,000, $6,500. Okay, $6,500. Then it saw the minus capitulation. Okay, then the first support for 2020 was actually somewhere between the same level. Okay, you can tell. So anything so far that was trading below $6,000 value for Bitcoin was heavily bought up. Okay, that was the final sort of like capitulation vibes. And I'm showing this to you that again, that Bitcoin's corrections are somewhat natural. Okay, if you actually just get the BLX, we can get the BLX chart, okay, displayed. BLX. BLX is a Bitcoin's liquidity index. Okay, and you can tell again that only a few times, at least in this bull market, we've been this oversold. If you hide all of this, okay, we saw the bull market started in here. Okay, with this period. This is the bull market. So it started the bull market within the oversold area for, well, this indicator is called Birb indicator. It's free on TradingView. Okay, you can get it easily here. Birb indicator, just put it within the full name. Okay, and there you get it. So enjoy, and I hope it helps. So ever since the bull market started, we've seen 3 or 4 times this type of oversold bull market. Okay, so you saw 2018 reversal, then you saw this overextended to the bottom market crash, lasting and started from 2019. Okay, which is something that I want to bring to you in a second. But then it presented massive massive bullish divergence on the trend and momentum, because that's exactly what Birb showed. Okay, and it's actually third time right now that we are this oversold. So this oversold, it means, again, it's not going to tell you that this is a perfect bottom, and it may not drop any dollar less or lower, right? It's impossible to guess the bottom, right? If you made it ever, then congratulations, but it's impossible to make it twice. I promise you, it's statistically impossible. Chances for that are super low. Knowing this, along with knowing the fact that, something that I bring kind of like, a couple of times a week perhaps, we are in the fourth Elliott's wave of this bull market cycle. And you know that every primary trend, at least assuming, and taking accounting the Elliott waves principles, consists of 5 waves. Okay, so we are lacking this this wave number 5, this fifth Elliott wave. Somewhere is missing. Okay, it's not there yet. Well, this was the first wave. Okay, the second wave is a corrective. The third wave, which is usually the longest and the largest, it actually gave a decent rally. But bull markets, or bear markets, I should say, don't take 3 weeks or 2-3 months. This was the bear market, right? I'm talking about the bear market. This was the bear market. This was the bear market. It all lasts approximately 1 year or longer. So if this is something that you call a bear market, then history proves you wrong to some extent. Okay, so again, this is overextended correction, similar to what we had in COVID crash. Okay, similar to what we had in the bear market capitulation for the miners. Okay, things like that happen because the market is full of institutions. Okay, this bull market cycle, which started in 2018 reversal, is different than any other market before. But the human psychology remains the same. And if the human psychology remains the same, you could expect, these deja vus, these patterns, chart patterns. Okay, many people confuse that with fractals. Many people call patterns fractals, but fractals are completely different things. Okay, fractals mean trends are fractals. That the primary trend consists of smaller trends. Okay, of secondary trends, and these secondary trends consist of even lower tertiary trends. Lower grade, okay? This is a fractal nature, that you can find a pattern inside a pattern. When you have head and shoulders, then you can find on the bottom of the head and shoulders, in the head, for example, another head and shoulders, okay, which creates the head, and so on and so forth. This is the fractal nature. But while talking about similarities and similar price action going on, we talk about the chart patterns, or glitches in the matrix, or deja vus, okay? We've already seen that. So if you take a look at Bitcoin's kind of like a case, for what happened in 2019. Okay, it gave you 55 or 60% retracement if you apply the candlesticks. Okay, and right now we are talking about a similar type of movement. Okay, of course, again, if you apply the candlesticks, it's going to give you the proper larger range. Okay, 57. Here's you get 63 or even 70%. So we've already seen this before. Okay, we've already seen this abnormal volatility happening before during this very bull market. Okay, and I hope it makes sense, because I remember people telling me that this was the end. At $3,000-$4,000 on the bid capitulation day for the COVID, people were telling me, okay, this was the very end. And guess what? This was not the end. Instead, it offered massive bullish divergence, okay, which I really actually talked about a lot on Twitter, there. Now you can search on that, on the Twitter for free, go ahead. And for the third time, this bull market, I'm happy again to just tell you that whatever happens locally, whatever happens, if it sweeps the lows down to $24,000, if it does, I'm going to be over the moon. I'm going to be so happy about it, okay, because I'm going to be buying shitloads of Bitcoin, okay. But so this is like an early Christmas present, the way I take it. Of course, the worst case is just waiting. Bitcoin market makes us wait for the past 2 months. It's definitely not comfortable for many people. It's just boring and dull, and people are getting toxic because they are literally just have too much time on their hands. But what I'm saying is that this abnormal volatility has already happened. We have already seen that. This is a deja vu. This is a glitch in this matrix. Okay, this is this abnormal volatility that did not stop the bull market in 2019, 2020. And in my opinion, it's not going to stop this bull market in 2021 either. Okay, so knowing that we are in the fourth corrective wave and that there is this fifth wave that it should come, okay, in that this decline, this crash takes 2-3 months versus 1 year plus bear markets. Okay, this all gives me the information that we are extremely oversold in any dips that occur, any big or larger dips. Doesn't matter if we get 23, 24, or we just bounce right off here. Historically speaking, any time that there is insane extreme fear on the market has been nothing but profitable. Okay, buying into extreme fear, which is exactly the case if you go for the fear and greed index. Okay, so buying into extreme fear is something that has proven to be always the most profitable. Okay, it's definitely way more profitable than selling into extreme fear. So people who are shorting, I would not be feeling super safe about that. Having this there was this BLX, right? So with that, we have already seen that this is a deja vu. A similar case for 2013. Okay, sort of like a premature, or I should say over abnormal volatility to the downside with something that we could be called, again, the semi-bear market. I'm talking about this. Okay, this took us, measured from the peak to the bottom, to 81%. Okay, and it lasted about like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, couple of weeks. So this volatility-wise could be called a semi-bear market. Okay, semi because it's not a typical bear market. Typical bear markets lasted about 1 year for Bitcoin. Okay, this was a semi-bear market as well. Okay, that I called it this way the other day. And if at all calling that a bear market, then I would call it perhaps at best semi-bear market. But after this, it means, again, knowing that we are missing this fifth wave. Okay, knowing that we are missing this fifth wave of the first, second, third, and fourth, whatever happens in here, okay, if you get it, then extreme fear tells you that if you buy at 30,000, or if you buy 23,000, or if you buy 25,000, you're going to rather be insanely profitable on the long time frame. If you wait a couple of months, okay, gauging and assuming and accounting the historical records for Bitcoin. That's what it says. Okay, so we've already seen that before. Okay, this glitch in the matrix, this abnormal volatility coming from black swans, unpredicted events. Okay, some sort of like a news that you cannot predict with any sort of like analysis. This did not stop Bitcoin before, so why would it stop it this time? Bitcoin scarcity from the fundamental value grows over the time, of course. I'm not a Bitcoin sperma pool. No way. Okay, I was cashing out the bear market like crazy. Okay, 2018. I was actually lucky. Well, lucky, or what is luck, right? How you define luck? But I managed to actually literally pinpoint, maybe not like 100% time-wise, of course, but I was literally very successful in selling the peaks of local secondary swings in the bear market 2018. Okay, so I can tell when the bear market hits. I can tell when the bull market hits. I'm usually 95% of the time opposite to what people tell me, okay, for the extremes, because extreme volatility is what makes people either, on the upside direction, be extremely euphoric or extremely fearful, or extremely scared to death. Okay, that is something that is well, definitely needed to be noticed. Okay, so we've already seen this abnormal volatility. Fundamentally, nothing's changed for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's scarcity growing, the mining difficulty is growing, the halving, just cuts the half rewards, and Bitcoin scarcity hits. Okay, so knowing that we are in the extreme fear, missing the fifth wave of the bull market, which should come. Okay, but again, if some World War the Third expands or breaks out like officially, then of course nothing would stand against Bitcoin's dropping. Okay, nobody would help it. No types of my comments and my analysis would help Bitcoin survive back then. I mean, if that happened then. But again, knowing the seasonality, Q3 is usually, about sideways, about going flat, and the Q4 is usually historically about Bitcoin's final pumps. So it makes sense for us to see some sort of like a wide consolidation for Q3 until September ends, and then to kick back with the full force for the final pumps, for the fifth wave of the bull market. That's my guess for the low time frame, for what you mean, and for what you know. Okay, for medium term and for the long term. So very briefly, before we bring our beautiful guest, the Crypto Matrix on the show. Okay, I want to get you a very quick thought about other markets. Okay, it's going to last about 2-3 minutes from now. So make sure you stand by. But I want to very briefly show you the XY. Okay, if we go to TrendSpider, or actually starting with the gold price, maybe let's go for the very quick view on the gold price. This is a weekly chart. You can tell there was a Fed's FUD news about hiking rates. That there was immediate downside reaction on the gold's price, which is inversely correlated with dollar, of course. You're seeing an upside pullback towards the breakdown level. This was the breakdown level. Average volume weighted average price is showing you pretty much like the perfect price, aligning with 50-week moving average, the orange line, the orange curve. Okay, so this makes it kind of like a strong resistance coming directly at approximately 1850. Okay, that is what it actually gives you. So in case we manage to just reclaim and break above, you could expect some new highs on the gold, new yearly highs, and perhaps continuing higher. I still believe we are going higher in gold. This is just a secondary minor movement. Okay. Same for silver. Silver looks actually even better. Okay, I'm not sure if Crypto Matrix, actually our friend who is about to join us in a second, if he trades all the markets as actively as I could imagine, but silver is looking really, really, really good. Okay, 7-year long accumulation, the breakout and consolidation after the breakout. This does look quite good. All the averages on the apps are growing, and ascending. This is also a bull market thing. You see a monthly golden cross, 50 MA, 50-month average being crossing over 200 month average. This is unprecedented signal for the bull market. Okay, and if we go for the Bloomberg Commodity Index as a whole for the futures, you can tell again that we had this insanely important signal from the technical point of view in February earlier this year. You saw February breakout for the first time over the 50-month moving average. Okay, it is average the value of couple of years of price history. It literally broke out for the first time since the breakout in 2012. Okay, this took it 8-9 years, as a matter of fact, to break out. So it is an unprecedented event, and this is a bullish event. Breakout over a multi-year long average is a bullish thing. And whatever happens in here, if it see another Fed's FUD about hiking the rates, whether you see that or not, we may see some 10 15% retracement, which would actually make sense because this could make it a perfect breakout retest. Okay, the average, which so the breakout, you could see and expect the breakout retest, and if you get it, if you get this breakout retest, okay, I would buy the shitload of it, just like, I would buy the shitload of Bitcoin whenever I would get 23, 24. Perhaps this may align in time, right? So commodities as a whole industry, with gold, with silver, with copper, with WTI, with crude oil, all of it, okay, all of it is in a very strong bull market. But if you go and see what happens on the crude oil, this is the old chart, by the way, and linear chart actually, perhaps speaks a tiny bit more. But this is in a massive falling wedge. This is a massive contraction pattern, which is usually bullish. Okay, so knowing that the inflation hits and that the inflation goes, way above the expected results, just like Powell commented. Okay, this could easily mean that people would be searching, for the hard assets like commodities, okay, like real estate as well, like gold, silver, as I said, for the commodities, for crude oil. So no wonder the prices of commodities go up, and that is just the start by what you see as the entire industry quoted within the BCOM index, which is displayed, Bloomberg Commodity Index. Okay, keeping track of this may easily get you a lot of money. In my opinion, we are at the start of something like this. We are at the very, very beginning. Okay. And okay, guys, I think this is the perfect time to bring our guest on the show. And many people know Cryptomatrix, not only from Twitter, but also he is extremely successful YouTuber for the crypto scene, for the French community. Okay, and well, if he's ready, I hope he's ready, because he's about to join. Hopefully we are going to be able to kind of like get you a couple of tips for the French community. Okay, and then not only to talk about some altcoins situation in France with regards to the crypto, and some final takeaways. Okay, so buckle up, guys, and let's go. I'm adding Cryptomatrix to the stream right now. Can you hear me, buddy?
Hello, Birb.
Hello. Yeah, how is it going? Comment ça va?
Perfect, and you? Perfectly fine, thank you.
Je suis perfect aussi.
Ah, magnifique.
Magnifique. Okay. Okay. I'll try to bring some couple of words later in French, but
yeah,
je suis très contente to.
Yes, this is good. That was what I said previously when we are talk in private. I'm fluent in the right English, but we don't talk in French in France so much English. So this is sometimes hard to talk when we don't practice. But yeah, this is cool to can participate in your show, and you are definitely for France and for all the people on the crypto Twitter legend. So yeah, this is an honor for me.
So are you. And for those who actually didn't know, Cryptomatrix just yet, he's a very successful YouTuber. He's having an amazing, loving community in France, and not only. This is his YouTube account. Okay, enter the Cryptomatrix, and that's how he kind of like came up with an idea to have him on the show today, because we're talking about glitches in the matrix. We're talking about deja vus. We're talking about French, things as well, because deja vu comes from the French, just like I said, and it means I've already seen that. We've already seen that, and I have just kind of like discussed, a couple of points about Bitcoin, about other markets as well. Okay, and I want to ask you, mon ami, like, what are your thoughts? What your thoughts are about Bitcoins right now? Like, what do you think? Are we still in the bull market, or is it is it the end?
Yeah, this is kind of difficult. Actually, the market conditions are quite complex, and like you said in your show, I'm completely agree. We have some signals that are signaling some bottom stuff, but actually, when sellers are in control, like in the previously corrections. When sellers are in control, this is difficult to let them don't dump the market until they have finished the about the downtrend. So yeah, sometimes I feel 30K is a good stop, but I'm careful actually of a last trend about the end of the summer, and we can reach maybe 25 or 26. I don't think 20 is easy stuff to do for the market, because 30 is actually defended by entities, and we know Elon Musk, Tesla, and MicroStrategy buy on the 30K. So this is not a sample. This is not a sample stuff or floor actually 30K. But yeah, this is particularly complex conditions. Actually, I don't think the bull run is over. I think usually in the last quarter of the year we saw something really bullish. Usually, but yeah, this is actually for the summer. I think with low volatility and the big compression, actually, we can show and see something bigger fast than expected. And I don't really know actually in what direction that can push. I think we need to keep some liquidity on the 40s, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, this is so complex to predict.
Yeah, that's very right. That's very right. Actually, this is a weekly chart. Okay, I hope everybody can see that. But before you, Cryptometrics actually display a couple of charts as well. I want to just briefly, notice and then point out to everybody how people get the most bearish always at the supports. This is a 50-week moving average. This is a very strong, solid support. Okay, and people, of course, short right into this long-term support, right into this long-term moving average. You can tell that this downside kind of like entire part has a couple of strong, just levels. You have the cluster, let's say here, of resistances for volume weighted average price. So there's a level that is a fair price of Bitcoin based on its volume. Okay, and it's perfectly at $32,000. That's something like this. Also, you had this this local support, which is this point of control per the volume profile, showing you $35,000. So if this point of control is kind of like just reclaimed by bulls, if we manage to keep closing the weekly candles over the $35,000, we are safe. Okay, and this shows you as well that there's an upside potential to revisit this $41,000, $42,000, $43,000, maybe $45,000. Okay, I still believe later this year $50,000 is definitely going to be reclaimed. But what do you think? You said $20,000, right? This entire crash, let's say from COVID, actually places you somewhere like some levels, fair levels like $20,000. You're saying $20,000 is rather not possible. What would be in case the market keeps crashing? In case you see Elon Musk, tweeting again, what is your main kind of like downside target, if you know what I mean?
Yes, actually, we are working on the 50 weekly moving average. And I think this week will be particularly pertinent to see what happens next. But if we continue the downside, the first stop is obviously the 20K, the last 80-ish. But then we have the 200 moving average that comes actually 13, 14. And yeah, if we have a bear market like 2018, that can be maybe in this range. But actually, I think 20K will be front run heavily. And like you said, 30 or 20 is not the big deal. Actually, this is about when the market will rally and keep the liquidity on the upside. And I'm totally agree with you. We are actually stopping the sellers. We can see on some MACD and RSI some slowness. So yeah, I think until the maybe September or October, we need to keep more liquidity and maybe a good rally to keep in mind on the 40, 30, 50. Maybe after keep the liquidity and be reject on the 40 50, we can see the 20. But yeah, this is actually quite difficult to tell.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I believe we are on the same page, because what I say is that if we are, to revisit this $20,000 or $23,000, which I do not believe would happen like on a regular basis, that must come because of some like huge news, like Binance shutting down, like Binance hacked, like you remember 2014 Mt. Gox hacked, or some unprecedented event like some black swan, which you cannot predict. Okay, because the technical reasons tell you so far, at least, that $30,000 or $30,000 is kind of like this 50-week support, very strong support. Okay, and again, having all of these, extreme fear and this missing the fifth wave of values and whatnot, it kind of like gives us this upside potential somewhere in there. Perhaps not in Q3, because it's usually lazy, but rather in Q4. But moving on, I really want to, spend a couple of minutes, 5 minutes discussing, your three best altcoins that the French community, by the way, I love France. I've been to France, like, that was really good trip, of course, Paris and whatnot, but all the beautiful stuff and beautiful people. I love French community. But what are the main three altcoins, if you were to bring them quickly? Three main altcoins, feel free to pull up charts that you are the most interested in. Like the French community is the most, interested in. Three best altcoins for French people, and not only. What are the picks? And feel free to share the screen.
Yes, I will share, and actually I think this is on the NFT and crypto gaming that our eyes are, and particularly Axis Infinity. This is a really big deal and a game changer in this ecosystem. I will share my screen.
Go ahead.
Yes. Do you see?
Yes, it's on. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and like we talked previously, we have the 50 moving average and the EMA 21 on the north, and actually we are still blocked in this range. And yes, for the three altcoins, don't forget the SLP. Actually, this is quite difficult to have a view on some stuff that consider price discovery and some hype on the domain. But Axie Infinity, the AXS token, is actually very powerful, and the game can this is a play to earn, and the game can earn to you some kind of interest when you play. So yeah, this is a good mood. People are really enjoy about that, and I think A6S and SLP in the two first actually, and then this is difficult to choose because we have some decentralized finance, and maybe we show some strength on the Atom USDT, and yeah, this is the problem actually with the altcoin, that Bitcoin. If Bitcoin do something on the downside, altcoin will instantly lose 10 or 20%, if not 30%. So yeah, this is actually, I think in France, crypto gaming and decentralized finance, and yeah, this is my free altcoins to check actually, and the two main domains, NFT and crypto gaming.
Okay, so if we were to kind of like list them, it is AXS, it is SLP, and what is the ticker for the third one?
The third one I will show you.
Mhm.
And
because we have AXS, right? SLP
and Atom Cosmos.
And Cosmos. Okay.
Yes. And
Okay.
AXS, yes, we have previously a range here, $3 to $4 or $5, and big volume, and then price discovery. This is a good stuff. Then don't run after the price. We need to wait until a consolidation, and the consolidation can be worse because this is maybe 50 to 60% of correction just to touch the first support. So be careful when tokens goes parabolic. But yeah, this is a very good subject actually in France.
Okay, I love it. That's what we are also kind of like interested in the nest, but not as much, to be honest. Perhaps we should get more kind of like charts or more focus on the AXS SLP. I know SLP is it's funny name, but it's definitely very important, how in different parts of the world, like in Asia or in Poland or in France or in Germany, you would have different altcoins kind of like trending. This is very interesting to actually know. Atom Cosmos, again, for those to kind of like wrap it up, Atom Cosmos, AXS, and the SLP. These are the three trending altcoins right now, coming from the Cryptometrics, okay, from our French friend. And before we wrap it up, I want to, guys, very quickly make sure that you are aware that the Cryptometrics, okay, is having brilliant, amazing Twitter. We are very good friends. He's a very good person, and well, congratulations on plus 100K followers. This is pretty amazing.
Thank you, mate.
C'est très bien. I want to encourage everybody who's new on the channel, first of all, to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave comments, leave as many questions as you wish, because well, I'm happy to answer all of them, perhaps past the show. Okay, and make sure you leave a follow. Okay, you go and follow the Cryptometrics on Twitter. He definitely deserves that. Make sure you also put get a subscription, subscribe to his channel on Twitter and on YouTube. Definitely well deserved. Insane, beautiful community, not only for the French people. And before we go, I also want to recommend and remind everybody that Cryptometrics is also part of the nest. Perhaps not officially, but he's always a very warmly welcome. And perhaps these charts like AXS, SLP, ATM Cosmos, I am going to take some time. My team is going to take some more time. And perhaps if you are kind enough, and when you welcome kindly enough, Cryptomatrix is going to be so perhaps joining us on that, okay? And to have some discussions. And for those who are new, again, if you are not part of the community, you can get 7 days free, okay, in the Birb Nest. So make sure you just go ahead on the birbnest.com, get your sign up free button ready, put your email, put your name, and we're going to get you 7 days free. No credit cards required, no conditions, no anything. And even if you want to come and join and ask the questions, okay, about these free altcoins brought by the Cryptomatrix, trending in the French community, AXS, Cosmos, and SOP, that is something that we can discuss in there, okay, in the Discord, in the Birb's Nest exclusive corners. On top of that, loads of free content, resources. For the newsletter, we have a free weekly newsletter, insane amount of free infographics, okay, webinars just like this one, daily reports and weekly reports on Bitcoin from me. This is all for free, okay? And if you want to join, go and join up, 7 days free, and join our discussion on Discord, because that's where we are going to hold quite some notes about these free altcoins brought by the Cryptomatrix, and what not and what more is coming also for the other markets. We have a very strong legacy market section, okay, for the stocks, for the forex, for the commodities. And guys, what can I say? The Cryptomatrix, my good friend, merci beaucoup, Cryptomatrix. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that he joined our stream, guys. Right now, well, that's all that I've got for you today. As long as we keep closing over 31.5, we are somewhat safe. Okay, the whole farm starts over $38,000, just like I said in the very previous video that you can find on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't, just make sure you hit the subscribe button and search and scroll through the past videos, because earlier today I uploaded the video talking about the certain numbers, exact numbers. So I'm not going to repeat it exactly this time. But again, that's all, guys. Make sure you go for the 7 days free, the Birb Nest, and that's where we're going to continue our discussions. That's all. Once again, thank you. Merci beaucoup, Cryptomatrix. All the best love for the French community, for all the communities joining up in the stream. Thank you. God bless you guys. Bye-bye. Cheers.